Oh, we were muted. We're amateurs.
That's why.
Welcome.
You can tell it's been a minute. Jeez.
Welcome back to Parkside Chat, everyone.
Oh my gosh.
I'm Brian.
And we're going to keep it very demure, very thoughtful.
That's TJ.
And I'm PJ.
That's TJ's intro. Hopefully you can hear us now, so put it in the comments because we're running a little blind right now because...
For some reason, we couldn't hear our intro music.
I have the mic plugged in and I don't have the AirPods plugged in tonight because we don't have Liz with us. So please go to the comments and confirm that you can hear us. Give us a thumbs up in the comments if you can hear us. Welcome back. So we've been away for many weeks now.
It's been a minute, yeah.
We are going to kind of change the way we do this show, and I'm still waiting for somebody to please, and maybe TJ can check his phone and make sure that the audio on, because nobody wants to get in the comments. Okay, Mom can hear us.
Okay.
Mom's here. Okay, so we're good.
I was a little delayed.
So we are going to change the way we do this show. We're still going to do it. It's just not going to be as regular as it was. We are going to kind of pick and choose the topics that we decided to speak about or come on and hang with you and talk to you about. We're going to try to keep them as focused as possible, and basically we want to come on when we have something great to bring to you, and we have, passion in our hearts to share something. I want this to kind of be fun for us and keep this fun and light for us. So that's why we're kind of changing the show a little bit. We will be here. I would hopefully say like once a month, once or twice a month, depending. So with that out of the way, welcome back. So we are going to be talking the Disney Parks announcements from D23. Before we get into all of that, I do have a thank you. Thank you to our Patreon members.
Yes.
Thank you.
Our newest member.
Yes. Thank you to Mike and to Allison. And thank you to Stacy and Mike as well. And then thank you to Armando, who he just joined our Patreon. So we appreciate you. If you are interested in our Patreon, I will, I'll put it in the comment section here in a second. But if you go on Patreon and just search for Brian Trex, then you will find our Patreon. So anyway, welcome. So we're going to get right into the meat of this.
But before we do that, kind of going back to Patreon,
Sure.
You'll get some more behind the scenes stuff, and you'll get the YouTube videos that we put up without ads.
Yes, we just decided that. Yeah. So we are going to put the YouTube videos up without ads.
So you watch it carefree.
Yes, I kind of like that perk. You won't necessarily get them like very far in advance from it being going on to YouTube, but having it with no ads is nice. And we do try to put on our Patreon, behind the scenes or pictures, or recently I just posted a video to Patreon before it went live on Instagram. So I finished editing, posted it on Patreon before I posted it on Instagram. But we're going to get right into this because this is what I want these shows to be from now on. I want to get right into the heart of it and no BS. Let's get right into the one topic we're going to talk about. And today that is going to be the D23 announcements, specifically really for Walt Disney World. We're not going to get too much into the other Disney parks announcements that they made at D23. In case you don't know what D23 is, it is kind of like how Apple has their events where they announce new products? That's kind of like what it is, but for the Disney company, they use that as a time for the Disney company to get up on stage and announce what's coming in the future.
This happens every other year.
Every other year, yes. And then Destination D23 happens in the years that D23 Expo doesn't happen. And that is at Walt Disney World, generally at the Contemporary. And sometimes they make some announcements there, but not as big as the announcements they make at D23 Expo in general. Anyway, so this year was highly anticipated. You probably, if you're a Disney Parks fan, you probably saw a lot of stuff coming through the socials a few weeks ago from these announcements.
And probably more so socials because this year they did not stream it.
Correct. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. We're going to start with Animal Kingdom. So we're breaking it up by I've broken it up by parks. TJ helped me get this started, and then I saw it through and added some more details.
Fine-tuned it.
Yeah, I was like, what are we gonna have? No visuals, and so I pulled
visuals in there.
I put a bunch more visuals, and TJ hasn't even seen all the stuff that I've done. I even I drew on maps.
Yeah, he put maps.
Like
I did see
I
that.
am yeah.
It's gonna be detailed.
Detailed. All right, so let's start with Animal Kingdom. So this area of the park was officially announced, Tropical Americas. I think that's maybe just a working title. There's some other names in here that I didn't jot down, but we're gonna go over this. I'm happy about this because while I understand the original premise of Animal Kingdom was to have prehistoric animals, animals that exist today, and animals of fantasy, I like dinosaur to a point, but like it's just old and bland to me. I don't care for dinosaur much anymore, especially with Indiana Jones, which has the same track over in California. It's so similar to the ride technology is similar to that. I'd rather have Indiana Jones. So this is the concept art, and hopefully our faces aren't blocking it too much. I don't think that they are. But this is a concept art. In a moment, we'll switch over. Rachel says, I want Indiana Jones. Yes, yes, yes. I love the layout of this. I think you had some initial reservations, right?
Yeah, so my initial thought was, we'll get into, because we just announced, or we just said that there was Indiana Jones. The other one was Encanto. And so my initial thought or reservation was, how are they gonna it's not supposed to mesh, so how are they gonna divide the two so it's not like one big
basically what you said is you don't want to be able to see Indiana Jones from Encanto and vice versa.
Right.
But I feel that there's enough division here that should not be an issue.
So where Encanto is, that's where Dino Land is. There you go.
So here's a kind of a map that gives you an idea of what this stuff is replacing. So you'll see dinosaur up there where our faces are now. That becomes Indiana Jones. Restaurantsaurus, that becomes rethemed into a South American restaurant. I believe they said Colombian food. Dig Site turns into a carousel, which we'll talk more about that in a moment. And then the Dino-Rama, kind of like the fair thing that they had, becomes the area where Encanto is. So that is a completely new build, because as you know, that was, I don't know, I haven't been by there. I think the roller coaster's gone.
Yeah, that's been gone for a while.
And then, I don't know if they still have the carnival ride or the carnival games or not over there, but if it is, that's all that stuff is getting leveled, and they would build the area up. So I personally think, though, I will say that I believe that the exit for Indiana Jones will be, if you see the box around Encanto, that little patch of buildings right there, that is the exit for Indiana Jones, because that's the current exit for Dinosaur. So maybe they changed the exit. My guess is not. Maybe they both exit out into that area. Who knows? But I don't think that as you are entering the land, you're not going to see Encanto in your face and Indiana Jones in your face. It'll be up to you to determine the path and the journey. And I think that there's enough vegetation separation that they will feel like separate areas within the Tropical Americas section. So feel free to come in the comments if you have opinions, if you have questions. We want to hear that back from you. Rachel says the carnival games are still there. You know, we haven't been to Animal Kingdom in forever. We really need to take a trip over there.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's just that, in my opinion, it's one of the hottest parks because there's so many trees. It captures all of the humidity, and it's just a hot park in the summer, in my opinion.
I would second that.
All right, let's move on. So this kind of shows you where they are at with development, and we see more of that separation and kind of what's happening. We have a little bit of a different angle here. Craig said, He's gonna keep it demure. All right. So this is a model that they had. This picture is from Mickey Blog. Whenever we have a picture that's not from Disney, I'm going to try to credit where it came from. This is from mickeyblog.com. So this maybe, hopefully, will give you a better idea how everything is situated, even though this is probably the easiest to understand of how things are situated. And this tells us how far along they are, because they actually have a model built out. I mean, it's not that crazy of a model, but it's a model.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it probably took them a week to do this model, probably. I don't know.
I think a little more than a week, but okay.
So one of the things I'll say too, chat, is that Josh D'Amaro came on stage and said, all of the announcements we're going to make about the parks tonight are not blue sky. However, I will say that what we got proposed, or what we got shown to us that we were going to get for New Fantasyland, didn't turn into not what we actually received. So all of this is, in my opinion, still up in the air. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's not as high in the air as it once was. Maybe we're getting, a little bit more down to earth, but there's, we still have 30,000 feet that we could hit the ground. Mm-hmm. So it's not blue sky, but in my opinion, a lot of this is still blue sky. But I think it's nice to see, okay, there's a model built. Like, we know, if you've been following along on what's happening with progress, Animal Kingdom and Disney Imagineering has had approved their temporary campus going into like a little mini Imagineering campus going into the backstage of Animal Kingdom, so they have a hub to work from, because obviously this is a pretty big renovation of this area, so they're going to need more hands, right there assisting with this project. So that is already started, I believe. Anyway, so here's a map. Encanto's there. We see the exit building in the middle between Encanto and Indiana Jones. Looks like it's staying that exit building. We see a show building for Encanto in the back, where you see those mountains, those green kind of mountains. That's the show building for Encanto. Then over to the left, you'll see the path to Nemo and Everest. That path exists now, and that will take you over to first Nemo and then on into Asia to Everest. And then you'll see down at the bottom, you'll see the path to the Tree of Life. So that's where a lot of people will enter this area from the park entrance. And here's another angle of it, getting a little bit closer in. Rachel says, very cutesy, very demure.
I kind of like that it has that central hub in there.
Me too. I think that's nice. I like this feeling, like I like this. Mm-hmm. And so here is the entrance. And I put the map up in the corner, just kind of get perspective of where we're looking at from the map that we just were looking at, or the area that we were just looking at. This one I hadn't seen, but I found today in my research, so it's kind of a nighttime shot. This is the food service, the reimagined Restaurantosaurus.
At first I thought, is that Mirabelle? She walking through, but then that's...
It's supposed to be a child dressed up as her.
I hope not.
All right, and so this is the carousel. So this is the first new attraction that's going into this new area. It looks like it just rained.
It's very humid, or it's like very early in the morning.
And then here we have the one of the animals for this carousel. It looks like, what's the guy's?
Kevin?
Kevin, yes. Kind of looks like Kevin.
Her name.
Her name, sorry. It's Kevin from Up. And so this is an example they have of the type of animals that you will see on this carousel. I like this. What do you think about the carousel?
I think it's cute.
I think it's nice to have a family attraction. I mean, it's good to have these type of things for those family members, maybe younger children that can't do Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it keeps that same vibe of, Dinorama, that area
A little bit.
with all the
But
kid rides.
I feel like elevated.
Yeah.
Because they did have that, that one ride that goes up and down like Dumbo. I think they're probably still running that attraction right now. All right, so let's get into Encanto. So this is the exterior of Encanto, and you have the house from Encanto there. I like how it's built up a little bit on a hill. I think that's cool.
My immediate question is, are those going to be like real flowers? Because that would be such an upkeep.
Unless it's bougainvillea. Generally, I think bougainvillea do well in Florida, but my guess is those aren't going to be real flowers.
Oh.
Maybe down here, below,
like towards,
but on the house, I'm not sure if those would be real. So here is I think this is the only concept that they've revealed. So the way that this ties into Animal Kingdom is that it has to do with animals. What's his name?
I'm drawing a blank.
Anyone who's the Maribel's, is it her brother? Or his nephew, I think it's her nephew, that can talk to the animals. That is the tie-in for animals in Animal Kingdom, because you get to go into his room, just like in the movie, how when he gets his gift, you go into his room, and it's, all this, animals and nature and wildlife. So that's the concept, tying it back to Animal Kingdom. This is going to be an attraction. Mom is asking if it's going to be an attraction or not, and it is an attraction. You'll be able to ride on it. They have not revealed if it's going to be a boat ride or if it's going to be some other kind of ride. However, they have said that you will sit on what looks like kind of like furniture that's moving you through the house, but from this concept art, you can't tell what the ride mechanism is.
I wonder if it's like one of the trackless ones, kind of like Mickey's Runaway Railway or Remy.
This picture here, this concept art kind of gives me like boat ride vibes, but I don't think that it's not. I don't think that necessarily has to be the case. Rachel asked the same question. This is going to be an attraction, not a walkthrough, which I'm happy about. I think this will be fun. I think it'll be really colorful. I think it is a nice tie-in to the animals, to Animal Kingdom.
And then to have the music playing.
Yes.
I'll repeat, I wouldn't be upset with that.
All right, so let's jump over to Indiana Jones. I have a slide upcoming that shows you the comparison between the dinosaur track and the Indiana Jones track from California.
Wouldn't the one in California be a little bigger? I feel like it would. Maybe not.
No, Animal Kingdom would have more space.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It feels bigger, though. I think Indiana Jones in California feels bigger because you go into the room with the bridge and it's much more expansive. So the idea behind this Indiana Jones attraction is that Indiana Jones will be chasing some kind of mystical creature, which ties into Animal Kingdom. So they're tying it into Animal Kingdom with that. I mean, that's a loose tie-in, but I'm fine with that. Because at this point with all the parks, they all do whatever they want. The tie-ins are very loose. So, I mean, those type of things don't really bother me that much. I think as long as they get the theming right so that it blends in great with Animal Kingdom, which it will, that it'll be fine. So probably where these people are standing is where that big fountain is right now with the dinosaur in the fountain.
Oh, yeah.
That's basically kind of where those people, like the guy taking the picture in the white shirt, that's about where he is. So not much is known. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. They're switching into Indiana Jones. So, if you've ridden the attraction at Disneyland, you kind of know the vibes. It's really good. In my opinion, way better than Dinosaur. And so I'm excited for this. What do you think?
No, yeah, I agree. I'm excited because, yeah, the one in Disneyland is a little superior to the one we have here. And then the dinosaur theme is a little outplayed. So I'm excited for it.
It doesn't have to be, though. It kind of is. I don't think that dinosaurs stood the test of time in the way that Indiana Jones in California has stood the test of time.
Agreed.
All right, so here's kind of some fun. I'm going to try, can we remove I don't know if we can remove us. I think I can do this, yes. So this is a comparison. You can come back and look at this, or you can find this online. These drawings are by Parklore. You'll see that both attractions basically have the same ride layout. There's a few turns, I think, that are different on the dinosaur side from Indiana Jones side, but very similar, kind of copies of each other. Anyway, I don't have much to say about this because I'm happy about this, and like right now, to me, that space is kind of dead anyway. So I'm happy about all of this. I don't have much to say on this.
Yeah, whenever we go back there, I mean, for the most part, it's kind of empty because a lot of people not forget that it's back there, but it's just so far back there.
You don't have you don't really have, the Dinorama area anymore. Restaurant Stories is never a standout restaurant.
I honestly don't think I've been there.
And Dinosaur is just Dinosaur. So very happy that this is getting updated. Now, when do you think it'll be done by?
That's going to be the reoccurring question throughout this, because some of them don't have set dates, and that kind of irks me.
I think this will open, let's see, 25, 26. I think it'll start to open the beginning spring 27. They might have said that, but I didn't look that up. I say about spring 27 is when this starts to open. Like maybe Encanto opens before, because they said that you're going to be, I think they're going to start working on it before they close Dinosaur. So I think they'll start the Encanto side sooner,
Yeah, didn't he say there would be like a slow transition so people could still ride it?
Right.
Yeah, so
yeah. I'm saying maybe it probably starts opening like early 2027 if they get really underway at the beginning of 2025. And then that gives them like 2 years to get Encanto side down. Sometime in that 2 years they take down Dinosaur, and then by the end of 2027 Indiana Jones is complete, maybe. So predictions only. I don't think they announced any dates alongside this one. All right, let's keep moving on. So now we're over at Magic Kingdom. So this one, we do have a time frame. This is the new nighttime parade.
I'm actually super excited for this one. This is going to be fun.
And it is called
Disney Starlight.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to take that.
Okay. But yeah, this one kind of gives, what was the previous nighttime show? Electrical Parade. It gives that vibe. And I remember growing up as a kid, I was always super excited for that one. And I was so upset because Disneyland always gets the better merch when they came out with Electrical Parade popcorn buckets. I wanted one so bad, and I didn't get one. And that was probably gone forever.
Well, I'm sure you can get one on eBay that's
for like $30,000.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited about this. The thing I'll say about this is that Magic Kingdom has not seen a nighttime parade
in a very long time.
In a long time, at the current level of crowds, probably, I would say, at least in the 2000s, 2010s, 2020s, it has not seen the level of crowds that we're currently at with a nighttime parade. I used to work the nighttime parades and parade audience control, and yeah, it can be a challenge at nighttime when the nighttime parade is going through. But the concept art looks pretty. excited that we're getting a new parade just to have, something new, like all new floats. That would be great. And this is their Encanto float. I like this one a lot.
That's going to be pretty at night.
Somebody was saying that maybe they would do the floats to where it also could be shown during the day as well. I think there's another Disney parade that does that. So Rachel says, I love the electrical parade. I have photos from the 70s of my dad seeing it in Disneyland. Very nice. Yeah, so the electrical parade would go back and forth between the coasts. And then Spectrum Magic. I don't know if Spectrum Magic...
I don't think it ever came here.
No, that was...
Oh, here?
Yeah, when I worked parade, it was Spectrum Magic.
Oh.
So you might have seen Spectrum Magic, not Electrical Light Parade. Because Spectrum Magic... we'd have to look up the years of Spectrum Magic. But Spectrum Magic was here when I came to work for the company, and that's the parade that we would work in the evenings. So...
I'm excited for that one.
Yes, I'm excited for Disney Starlight as well. So anyway, somebody had said, well, maybe it'll also be floats that they can run during the daylight, because there's another Disney parade that looks great at nighttime, but also daytime. So I don't know, we'll see. But they're definitely saying that this will be a nighttime parade. Craig says Spectro ended in 2009. Craig, when did Spectro start?
So maybe.
When did it start running? Because then we got the electrical parade after Spectro for a little while. Oh, it was from 2001 to 2010.
That sounds about right. The 2001.
Spectro Magic was scary in the beginning. We had to go back and watch.
Well, how was it scary?
The masks that they wore. Oh my! Does anyone remember the masks that they wore for Spectrum Magic in the very beginning?
Yeah, these days
it would be like very much kind of like a horror type thing. Like they're kind of scary. All right, so we're gonna stay in Magic Kingdom. So we're gonna bring up villains because I wanted to get villains out of the way because there's less to talk about with villains.
But they've been talking about it. Well, they haven't, but we've been wanting that forever.
Yes. So villains is announced. This is a concept art. This is very much blue sky. This is blue sky.
That's a lot of water.
I was telling TJ, it's so blue sky that some of these people look like they're walking in water. Like the people on the pathways, it looks like they didn't. I don't know. It looks like they're just walking on water. I don't know. But this is very much blue sky. But they're saying it's coming. My guess is this will be like 2030s. Like it'll be 2030, 2032 is my guess, because they have some other stuff to get out of the way before they're really gonna go ham on this.
I'm gonna make an early prediction and say that it's gonna be, for the e-ticket attraction there, it's gonna be an indoor, I don't know, roller coaster, but an indoor dark ride.
I was actually going to say, I think this is going to be the first e-ticket roller coaster that's outdoors, because over to the far left, you can see track that is exposed.
Oh, maybe.
And it's in the thorns. So actually, that would be kind of cool to go through like a Maleficent roller coaster that goes through the thorn patch, that she creates.
One that makes actual inversions, like Rock and Roller Coaster. That would be nice.
I mean, we could get, Velocicoaster style through, a thorn patch. Who knows?
That'd be crazy.
See. And there's also Maleficent as a dragon over there.
Kind of tying in Mickey's Not So Scary. I hope that they do what they actually said when it comes to villains, walking around. That was kind of portrayed that they were going to do for Mickey's Not So Scary. But the villains were just like perched up and didn't say anything, which is really odd.
Yeah, hopefully we get a decent amount of villain meet and greets. And
not initially, because when you first walk in at check-in, Cruella was there and she was making jokes with everybody.
Well, I was saying hopefully we get this for that.
Yeah.
Meet and greets for this.
Because, that was a little disappointing.
This is still very blue sky, so I don't have much to say on this. I don't know if you have much. We have much else to say on this, because this is like a decade, in my opinion, a decade out at least. There appears to be a coaster at the bottom. Oh, you're right.
I thought that was a boat.
Oh,
For a
I
second.
thought that was water, but it's waterfalls. And there is a coaster there.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be crazy.
I'm getting it better now. Thank you, Craig.
And then please don't do like a Seven Dwarfs Mine Train type ride. I beg.
Well, so that's the thing with keeping this inside the Magic Kingdom is, are we going to get like a coaster with inversions and stuff? But I mean, Paris does, I think, right? Their Space Mountain has inversions.
Because is theirs themed to Tony Stark, like Iron Man?
Theirs is Star Wars, but I hear that the Star Wars overlay is going away.
Oh.
So.
All right, moving on.
But thank you, Craig, because now I'm looking at this all differently. Because I just thought this was a puddle of water at the bottom.
It was just a boat.
But it's a waterfall that's going down into where there looks like there's a roller coaster flying by. Huh, that's cool. This is blue sky. All right, moving on. All right, so Magic Kingdom Frontierland Reimagined is what I'm calling it, because originally when we saw the artwork for what's to come next, I thought when they were making the announcements, oh, that is going to be behind Big Thunder Mountain. It's going to be tucked away, and it's going to be like you're out in the wilderness.
Because that's kind of what they talked about in the previous D23.
Correct.
That blue sky, that whole blue sky section.
They talked about
way back there.
What would be beyond Big Thunder. So this is not beyond Big Thunder. This is in front of Big Thunder.
Yeah.
Because Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island is going to be filled in with land.
And getting the chop.
And getting the chop. So let's check out and see. So this is a map without it being labeled. I do have a labeled map.
I was gonna say, what am I looking at?
So let me just move to the labeled map. So I'm gonna remove us. So you'll see
that helps. Okay.
my labeling here. So in the middle, it's the area that is currently Tom Sawyer Island and Rivers of America. Over to the left is where Pecos Bill is right now. Tiana's is represented in this concept art. Of course, Big Thunder. That pathway that you're seeing to the far right will go by the Haunted Mansion. And then Liberty Square. I have some other visuals to put you in the right place. So here's a screenshot from Google Maps. Did you know you can walk around the park in Google Maps? So I took this shot from Google Maps. This building is in the concept art. So it looks like this building will remain.
I wonder if that'll serve as the entrance to an attraction.
Yeah, I don't know. Or like at least entrance into that wilderness area. Yeah.
That's going to be so crazy to see. There's no water there.
So here's another view. This view is a little bit more over to the end of that line there. That's where you would be standing. And so this area will be the Cars attraction. I think one of the things that I don't like about this is that you are getting rid of that Rivers of America park-like feeling. You're getting rid of the steamboat, even though, you know, I know that the steamboat doesn't draw a lot of crowds and get people out of the pathways of the park.
I'm not as upset about the steamboat because I know the one in Disneyland is more iconic. And we watched the film. You have the DVDs of who was
Louis Armstrong.
Yeah.
We have some of the Disney Treasure DVDs that show.
So that's more iconic.
So, but hopefully they'll take the steamboat and put it somewhere else on Disney property. Just even if they just post it up somewhere. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the river system will basically be no longer in Frontierland.
You know what I just thought of? Instead of this, they just pull a joke and make that middle part Potato Land. And just do that. So nobody gets cars.
That would be funny. Some people might think that this is the equivalent of that, honestly. All right, so moving on. So this is a concept art. In that area will be a Cars-themed attraction. Seems like it's kind of similar to the Cars attraction over in California, except
Radiator
with more
Springs
off-roading.
Everybody has to wear goggles because you'll get money.
Money. Okay. The concept art is very blue sky.
Yeah.
This is very blue sky because it's not showing really any mechanisms. It's just giving you the feeling or the vibe that they want you to have when you're experiencing this attraction. It doesn't show any technical elements. It looks like it was taken from a kid's storybook.
I wonder if I mean, I bet it will. It'll have the same concept of, you know, like test track, and have it be, you know, on a track, but like the wheels aren't really moving, but just have it be on dirt. I wonder how that would work.
So you'll see also there's another attraction, it looks like, right below Big Thunder. It looks like there's some other kind of attraction. I don't think they did any kind of announcements or reveal on that, but it will be some kind of kids attraction geared to kids, just like in Cars Land in California.
Oh,
there's some supporting attractions there for the kids.
Was it Luigi's?
Yeah,
that spinning ride.
So I do have some additional, and the reason why I showed Villain Land first is because I do have some visualization. So this was taken from someone on Reddit, I believe. So this is not all 100%, but you'll see where the Cars e-ticket attraction is going.
Oh.
You'll see the orange.
Go ahead, sorry.
You'll see the orange where the kids ride is going. Now the villains area, that is all definitely still not. I don't think that that's official. You can't tell anything based off of.
Yeah, I was going to say, are they going to add a railroad station there?
So I think this is just blue sky. That someone was kind of blue skying it, but this is helpful to see how things could be placed. It's helpful to see how Cars will basically take away Rivers of America, and then they will probably keep everything within the railroad tracks, is my guess, because Disney wants to, I'm sure, not have to deal with going over or under the railroad track. Well, they can't go under the railroad tracks, but we'll see. Maybe the coaster goes out beyond the train.
Hopefully they won't have to deal with any more bears.
Oh, well, I'm sure there's always the element of bears. The white path, it shows you kind of the flow, how they're adding pathway. So that white path over by Big Thunder will connect the current path that dead ends over at Big Thunder. And I like the idea of adding another train station, though. I think that's a nice idea.
I feel like when they have to add another train?
No, they could just run on the 2 or 3 trains that they have.
I feel like that would just make the wait time a little longer. Possibly. Adding another station.
Possibly.
Hopefully it's make it more efficient. Everybody get on and get out.
This is very blue sky.
There's
no
that station
of that. Yeah, but you can kind of see how things could fit back there. And the villains area will be a decent size, but I mean, it's not. I don't think it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so let's hop over to Hollywood Studios.
The most controversial one.
Yeah. This is Monstropolis. So this is concept art. Some of this concept art kind of, I don't know. We were watching something today where the concept art was drawn at different times. Some was drawn under Chapek, and some was drawn under current leadership, supposedly. So there's some inconsistencies, supposedly, on the concept art. Another piece of concept art. Sully would never be walking around like that.
Too hot.
Where's the character attendant?
But if you see in the background, in the back left, that's the same area in over in the Muppets area.
Yes.
So people are speculating that it'll take the place of that, or it'll take the place of, what's the one? Animation Courtyard.
So my vote is Animation Courtyard.
I'm fine with either or, honestly. I know Muppets has a has a place in people's hearts, but I think
I'm fine with. I would be fine with Muppets leaving as well. I guess we can bring this. I can bring this back. I'm fine with Muppets.
Oh yes,
I'm fine with Muppets leaving as well.
I just think it doesn't do it justice that that area back there, aside from Muppets Vision 3D and the restaurants, everything else is not used.
Right.
So it's just a bunch of empty space. Like that store is hardly ever open.
So we can discuss this. I love the Muppets too.
Yeah.
Stacy and Mike. So the attraction that's going in is the first. What do they call this?
It's not floorless.
Anyway, the first hang glider type attraction at Disney, at Walt Disney World. Maybe at Disneyland too. I don't think they have any hanging.
No, I think it's like
Disneyland.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks like it'll be fun.
I think it won't go like too crazy because it's supposed to be a family ride, but it just looks fun.
This is the concept from a 3D printer. So at least they have the ride concept in the computer. That's as far as they've gotten.
Yeah.
And they decided the weekend before D23 to hit print on the 3D printer, and this is what we have. So this is definitely off the 3D printer.
I thought it was cool that this was on display though. Like you could walk up and see this.
Yes.
So it looks like those are the two like loading stations.
This images is from Dateline Disneyland. I think this is cool. It looks cool.
So
it looks long. It looks like a long track.
So to the left, that looks like the loading stations, and then to the right, that looks like the track itself.
All right, so here we get into the map, and my vote is for Animation Courtyard.
I feel there'd be enough space back there.
And so this person has done something, has played with some maps and created this concept. This was posted, I think, the one on the right, the park map images was posted today by a Reddit user that just kind of made it up, like kind of threw it together with another, I guess there's a Monsters attraction somewhere else.
California.
And no, somewhere overseas.
Oh.
Because the Monsters attraction in California does not look like that.
Okay.
Sorry. All right. So there's that.
The next one?
So this is my. The red line would be kind of the area that you have to use, that you would have to use for Monsters, and I think it could fit in there. And the animation building is right there and has lots of office space. So they can't really, I don't think Disney would demolish that because of the amount of office space that's in there. That's actually where a few animated films that were done. I think Lilo and Stitch was there. Some of Lion King or one of the Lion King sequels was done there.
Because I'm trying to go back to the backlot tour in my mind. What was there? Was Aladdin done?
No, I don't think. I think Aladdin was West Coast.
Okay.
Anyway,
but that's not a question, but something else that I noticed is both on the right and left of that. So on the right is the meet and greets, and then on the left is the
Voyage of the Little Mermaid.
Which, is that open yet or not?
No, so that's another thing where I raised my eyebrow because
it's going to open and then close.
Right. So would they just reroute the exit? How would they handle that? Because they are putting time into reopening it, which tells me it's possible that they are not using this section of the park, or it's just not going to be how quite we are imagining it to be. The other thing is they can do stuff on the first floor where Disney Junior is, but on the second floor of that building is where Club 33 is.
Oh.
So that's another thing to be considered when you're looking at this.
You haven't taken me yet. That's why I don't.
Sorry. All right.
But I also now I'm just thinking of the back part where all the Star Wars meet and greets are. They can just get rid of that and replace that with Muppets somehow.
So,
because we already have Galaxy's Edge.
This is what I'm thinking. This is how it would fit. is that
Did you put that there?
Yeah, I
Oh,
put
nice.
that there. So instead of it being angled like it is right here, you basically bulldoze, obviously, you would bulldoze all of that and you would position it like this. And then you have all of that purple space to deal with to create what is in the concept art. Of course, where it's going is already decided. We are just guessing at this point.
So you're saying that building is the ride itself, or is that
building is the ride itself? Because if you go back and you look at the concept, it pretty much
it fits in there.
It pretty much is the building itself.
Oh, okay. Can I have that backpack though?
Which one?
That Mike Wazowski one.
Okay. Anyway, so theory. Obviously, this building is not drawn to what it would actually be, but I think that there is room for a indoor roller coaster. We'll see. It'll be really interesting to see what happens. And I know people will be freaking out. This is the area where the Muppets are. So it's very much the same kind of size footprint. You have Star Tours right there. I don't think they're going to do anything with Star Tours. They continue to put a little bit of money into Star Tours when they update the adventures that you can go on. But there is a substantial amount to work with back here in the Muppets area. Getting rid of Muppets, obviously, and getting rid of, or changing how things are positioned here. Maybe they keep some of the streets and stuff. I mean, this might be very well where it is. Though I feel like here, okay, so this is what I feel. I feel like Muppets is still attended by some people. There's a quick service here that I know it doesn't get that much traffic and that much love, but it's there. And then Mama Railroads, all you need to do with that is give that a reno and put a better food in there.
Yeah.
And you would have something. And there's a whole merch shop that's closed.
Well, because isn't there supposed to be a sushi place coming with it? So...
Well, yeah, you would replace, if Monsters goes here, you would replace some of it. But then if you go back over here, there's nothing happening in here.
Yeah.
There's nothing happening at Launch Bay.
Yeah.
And Disney Junior could be a wash. Like, you don't need to put Disney Junior there, or you can move Disney Junior somewhere else, whether it's in this park or somewhere else. Anyway, my opinion.
Yeah.
But I feel like this area is a better part of the park to do something because there's nothing happening. They better not get rid of One Man Stream, though. That's all I'm saying. That needs to stay there.
Can we renovate those seats, though?
Oh, of course.
God bless.
Yes. Those seats are horrible.
Those are rough.
So, okay, so that's it. That's it for the Walt Disney World updates. What are you most looking forward to?
Honestly, this Monsters one, that and then the parade, but this Monsters attraction is going to be super exciting. Just this whole area in general.
Oh, when do you think Monsters will open?
2045. I'm not holding my breath on it.
I think this will open in like maybe 4 years, 3 or 4 years.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I hope I'm right too.
I don't want it to get to the point where the IP, it doesn't get old, but to the point where kids don't know what it is.
I mean, I think they'll always, with Disney Plus around, I think that because like movies like Moana and Encanto do so well, and Frozen do so well on Disney Plus, it's because they become babysitters. And, you know, kids who grow up with Frozen are about to have kids. And so they're going to be playing that for their kids, and it's just going to be that cycle.
Yeah.
All right, so a few other things before I have a few more things that I wanted to say, just throw out there. Just my opinion. I want to, for the record, or maybe off the record. Let's get rid of us for a second. So these are other projects across the globe. They announced 2 attractions for
California
for the Avengers Campus. So it's a Spider-Man, a Universal Spider-Man style ride where you're like
the seat. Yeah.
You're sitting in a ride vehicle that can hold maybe 12, I don't know, 10 or 12 people, who knows?
Yeah, I think it's 12.
Maybe more. They announced that, and then they announced an arm attraction where it'll take you like a kind of like a roller coaster ride vehicle, but you're on an arm, and I don't know if it's 3D or you have glasses or it's VR. I don't know what it is.
It kind of gives a vibe of Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. Kind of gave that.
Yeah.
Which
we'll see about that.
Yeah.
And then Coco attractions coming to Disneyland at California Adventure. I think this might be new building space. This is not taking the place of anything. I think it's new construction.
The elevated three Caballeros.
Really excited for this one.
But yes, that's gonna be really good.
So cute. Yeah, someone was saying, oh, they could just overlay through the three Caballeros. Well, if they
that wouldn't do it justice.
The problem there is there's not enough queue.
Oh yeah,
there's not enough queue.
That would be a nightmare.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Because even on like a good day, sometimes that queue.
Oh yeah, that would be crazy.
Goes to the entrance.
They can't
of the Mexico Pavilion.
They can't make that ride right now a popular attraction without fixing the queue. All right, so in the bottom left, I think it's Paris, right? Paris is getting Lion King, which is basically looks like a Splash Mountain / Tiana's log flume attraction. I mean, that's cool.
That'd be nice, yeah.
I kind of wish it was the animated version, not the quote-unquote live-action version of it.
But are we going to get an animatronic that looks like Rafiki? That's going to be on the same level as the Navi River Journey here at the end.
Oh,
the big
cool.
shaman, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
We can do that.
That'd be cool. And then the Avatar attraction. The Avatar attraction is also, this is all Disney. No, wait. The three of them are Disney's California Adventure. Disney's California Adventure is one of the best theme parks. It is highly, I would rank it high in my Disney theme parks. It's such a good park now. I say that with such enthusiasm because when it first opened,
I remember the commercials for it, yeah.
That park was just not it. It was not it for many years, and Disney really has turned that park around. It is a really great park now. So, Avatar is coming to California Adventure, even though my opinion is that why do we need more Avatar? I think that one park in our Disney parks world to have an Avatar land is fine, but whatever. This ride, this type of ride they're saying is seems like it's going to be comparable to the Pirates of the Caribbean in Shanghai, which that we have not ridden that, but we've seen the footage of that ride. That ride looks breathtaking and amazing. Even on video, I can't imagine what it's like in person. So having that ride technology here, I don't know why we haven't done it already, but that will be fantastic. So what you're seeing in this boat ride with the whale thing jumping out of the water, that is all screen, and there are some animatronic elements and stuff to the attraction, but this scene would be basically you're enclosed in video screens and it's happening all around you. Pretty cool. So that's that of our kind of a roundup of that. My thoughts. So I know some people were disappointed. Maybe that's the right thing to say, that they were. Let me. I'm gonna switch over to this. Some people are disappointed, although there's not a fifth gate that was being announced for Walt Disney World. My opinion on that is that I think that they will either wait till 2026 to make the announcement for a fifth gate at Walt Disney World, or even 2028, and that Walt Disney World won't see a fifth gate probably, I would say, for 25, 30 years.
We're going to be old.
We're going to be old. I think that what they'll do is they'll see how Epic Universe impacts the Orlando market to see, how the dust settles, and take cues from that if cues need to be taken. My opinion is that I think that there's plenty of room in the current parks to improve them, and let's make it to where there's no dead space and that there's quality attractions that are bringing people in, and that, you know, people can spend a whole day in one park. You know, that Animal Kingdom is no longer a half day, or in terms of attractions, Epcot's no longer a half day.
Yeah.
Of course, Epcot, is my favorite park at Walt Disney World, but it's because I love the World Showcase. But if you're going for attractions and you want to do attractions, I mean, Epcot really is just, you know, it's a half day park, especially with kids. So Allison says, what do you think the theme should be for Fifth Gate? I think that's a great question. I have no idea.
I was kind of thinking, what are the Disney has like the core values, right? Something like that. I'm trying to think what, I think it would be just something like a broad spectrum of like something, I don't know, like something magic.
I think that Epic Universe,
you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, sure. I think that Epic Universe is doing it the right way so that you have a very generic playing field for your theme park. And basically there's 5 areas. There's the Celestial Park, which has its own attractions, which is kind of like your hub and your centralized area. And then you have, from that, you have basically 4, and there's room for more, but they're starting with 4 different worlds that you can go into, and each one is highly themed. They're very, you know, it's not like you can't go from Wizarding World to
Super Mario World.
Super Mario, and you can't go from Dark Universe over to
How to Train Your
Dragon. You have to go back through Celestial Park, and you have this experience that you're going through portals. I like the concept. I mean, hopefully for traffic flow that works out, because you do have to go in one way and come out the same way. I don't think there's any, there's no other way that you can do it, but I just like that concept because that gives Universal, when they add the fifth, world area, and then the 6th, that they can kind of choose, all right, we can plug basically anything, any of our IPs into here, and it becomes its own like theme park. Like How to Train Your Dragon, that is like a theme park in that theme park. There's like 2 or 3 rides. There's like at least 1 show in there.
I was going to say just the immersion alone. And then there have been videos of somebody posted of them training, or they're testing their drones. That's literally a flying dragon in the air. So that's going to be impressive.
So I think that whatever they do, Allison, will probably be somewhat generic so that they can easily plug in their IPs. But I don't think, I mean, Disney hasn't started doing IP lands until like Avatar is their first kind of IP land where the land is all one IP.
Well, did that come before Galaxy's Edge? Oh.
Yeah. And then you have Galaxy's Edge. So I personally think that Disney should play, I mean, they kind of did that with Toontown to some extent. That's kind of like an all IP area. But I think if Cars Land, I guess, is too. So they've done it a few times. But I think, I guess Cars Land would be. I like that concept.
Yeah.
I like the concept
where it's just that.
You're going in and you're feeling fully immersed into it. So my thought for villains was I thought it would be a good idea to create a minor theme park for villains, not a major Fifth Gate. I
wanted a major one.
Well, I don't think you could have a major one with all villains.
Why do you say that? Just take the same concept as Epic Universe and do like different movies.
I get it. If you make it for Disney, if you make it so that the kids can't come or the kids would be too scared, I know you
They gotta go.
I know you say that, but that is the backbone of Disney.
Yeah.
So I don't think a major villains only theme park is going to work, because so if they did it as a minor theme park, then you're at the size of one of the water parks like Typhoon Lagoon. But so Disney has been approved for one additional fifth gate, and I think 2 or 3 minor parks. And minor parks right now, and what we know it for Walt Disney World, would be those water parks. Those are minor parks. Something else to look to in terms of what you could do with minor parks, Universal is creating a kids theme park in Texas.
That's right, yeah.
So they'll have like a mini Universal resort, and then it will be a theme park that is really geared towards kids. Well, you could have that here too.
Yeah.
You could have that at Walt Disney World. Yeah, I know that's what Fantasyland is for, but you know what? What if you have a 5th or 6th gate, and you have these gates and they're not all water parks. They're not even keeping both water parks open at the same time right now.
Nope.
So would it behoove them to have a minor theme park that is smaller? And maybe for that theme park, you do have reservations because there's capacity issues there. So you have reservations.
They're going to keep that forever. So yeah.
Well, they have the ability to bring them back, even though they've kind of taken it away now. They have the ability to
loosen the reins on that, but
yeah, they have the ability to do what they need with it. But what if you had that as a minor theme park, or you have a villains with 6 attractions?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
That's how I thought that would be a good idea for a villains, not making it like this big crazy 5th gate, but keeping it all dark and kind of villains, and
which I mean, they're kind of not learning their lesson, but they're sensing that now with the stuff they're opening up.
Yeah. Anyway, just my ramblings, our thoughts.
Yeah, now that D23 has been over for a while, we've been able to kind of process it all, and I think it's all good progress.
I think it's all good. I do think that the getting rid of Rivers of America,
that's gonna be drastic.
That is kind of a really, to me, a big deal, especially with the amount of there is still land behind Big Thunder. So you couldn't go beyond Big Thunder and take it on the other side of the train tracks. I just feel like that it would also kind of it would help. I mean, I don't know, walking into Liberty Square and then walking from Liberty Square smack into an attraction with cars. I don't know. I think that they will do a good job of creating divisions between Haunted Mansion and Liberty Square, and
I think they'll theme cars well enough to kind of tie in with everything else.
I think, me personally, someone was talking and getting into, I think on Reddit or somewhere when I was doing research today, talking about, Frontierland is the early 1900s or the late 1800s or whatever they're saying it was, and like the cars wouldn't be there. I'm like, okay.
Well, it's not going to be
like I get it to some extent, but no. Like, I think I'm more like raised eyebrow at the fact that Liberty Square is right there. On basically, there's no buffer between Liberty Square and Frontierland now.
Right.
Whereas the water and the Rivers of America was kind of that helpful division, even though there's part of Liberty Square where you're done with Liberty Square and you're all of a sudden in Frontierland. I'm not that offended by any of it.
No.
I think that
I thought it was funny how people were getting upset about Tom Sawyer Island when I know a majority of those people that were complaining have not been there since the beginning of time.
Right. Like, if you think about it, I think it's kind of cool that they have those caves over there. I think it's a liability. I think Tom Sawyer's
You cannot see in there. It's weird.
Tom Sawyer's Island is a huge liability. So
I will say, though, it is kind of nice.
The insurance prices go down once Tom Sawyer Island is away and gone.
But it was nice. There were people that were saying they would take their kids over there and just let them run around in the area.
In what world?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, in the fort.
That part, yeah. But for the most part, that theming is...
You can't let them off the boat or off the raft into Tom Sawyer Island and just let them run without having eyes on them.
Yeah, you can't do that in a theme park. But most of that theming, anyway, it's outdated and a little insensitive, so it's time to go.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm just kind of... The lack of that water feature of the rivers of America. I don't care so much about Tom Sawyer Island, but that buffer that the water provided. You know, you get those nice views from as you're waiting in line for Haunted Mansion. You get the views of Big Thunder and that type of thing. So, but nothing is that offensive to me here. In any of these announcements, nothing is that offensive. Even getting rid of Muppets. My last thought about Muppets is, okay, we didn't have one thing in here, which we'll talk about. Well, let me just talk about that first. So, Bug's Life is going away.
I'm not mad about that.
So, Bug's Life is going away, and a new Zootopia...
Oh, that's right, yeah.
3D film is going into the Tree of Life at Disney's Animal Kingdom. So, this is my thought. Over at Epcot, at... what's it called? Where Figment is? The
Imagination
Pavilion.
Yeah, that area.
Over at the Imagination Pavilion, they have that big theater. That's where Captain EO was. That's where Honey, I Shrunk the Audience was. You know what you do? You put all of the 3D films on rotation there. I even say put Captain EO back on the rotation. You put Captain EO back on the rotation. You put Honey, I Shrunk the Audience on rotation. You put Muppets on rotation. You put Bug's Life on rotation. Is there any other 3D things? I think there's a few more 3D attractions.
Yeah,
put them all on rotation. Give them show times for every day. There, you get 2 or 3 showings of each of those every single day. You know how many people will be so happy about that?
Yeah.
And that's how easy that is. So
you just plop them in. You don't have to worry about the effects. The 3D.
The only thing that I guess Bug's Life has the bugs on the seats, which you don't really need that.
Feet part. Yeah, because that traumatized kids. So I think that's okay to let go.
You don't need that, and then you also for Muppets you have the penguins and that. I think you could just get away with not having them, or maybe having a smaller selection of them, and you could build that in there, probably for not much money.
Yeah.
Mom says bring MJ back. Well, unfortunately, there was controversy with MJ that some liars brought up within the last decade.
Oh.
And that basically put the stake in MJ that I don't think Disney will ever bring him back, unfortunately, but...
Oh, okay.
I'm passionate about that because I don't believe in any of that bullshit. But yes, I would say bring MJ back, but it's just me. Okay. But I don't care. I don't care. Liars and people who want money. All right. That's it.
Okay.
That's my last thing.
Yeah. Overall, they were good announcements, and I found it a little odd that they didn't live stream it, but at the end of the day, people were live streaming it on YouTube, so it didn't really matter. But I think it's an exciting time for change.
And I will say that I want to go to D23 eventually. But I don't really care about, I don't need to see these because...
Like these announcements, I wouldn't
I can watch from home, even if it's watching on social media. But
while we're there.
I do want to walk the expo floor.
Yeah.
I want to have that experience of walking the expo floor. I do love a convention and a conference. So I do want to go and experience the expo floor and get the energy and the vibe of D23. So hopefully in 2026 we'll go.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we'll go to Destination.
The other one here.
D23, the one here. We did kind of go to it last year, and
We just went to like the shopping thing.
That was not fun.
Yeah, that was a little rude because we had to park in the Magic Kingdom parking lot. There was a shuttle that took us over to the Contemporary. And then on the way back, the shuttle was no longer running. So we had to figure out a way to get back over there. How did we get back over there? The monorail.
We took the monorail.
Because we were standing out in the hot sun waiting for it to come back. And then a cast member finally came out and was like, oh yeah, they're not coming back. I'm like, thanks.
We got on the monorail, took it all the way over to taking transportation. And you had...
We had to walk to the parking lot where they told us to park specifically for it, which was like towards the back. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it was kind of a long process. Not good guest service.
That kind of irked my nerves.
Sorry to rant on that. Anyway, so we will keep doing these shows. Like I said, not as frequent, but we will always announce them on Instagram. We announce them on Patreon, so please join our Patreon. Where else will we announce it? That was your hint.
I'm asking.
It's time.
I was going to say where else.
Make something up while I get the link.
Well, we talked about Instagram.
All right, if you want to join Patreon,
yeah,
I just put the Patreon link in the chat. You can join us there. We have 4 members now.
Yes.
Which I'm very happy about.
4 very special friends.
We're going to grow it more, and
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
we've been posting on there, I would say a couple times a month.
Some behind the scenes.
And we're going to keep getting better. We just have to build good routines. But anyway,
I think we're going to start doing some like live streams on there too.
I'm going to let TJ take that.
Yeah, so we'll do some live streams like in the parks and kind of let you guys pick what to see and do, and I'll get some merch.
You want to get some merch?
I'll get some for me.
You could do a giveaway.
That too, which we have plenty of giveaways to do.
Yes,
we have another one.
We have a Harry Potter giveaway. I gotta collect all the stuff, but we do have a Harry. I don't know if it's quite there yet.
Okay.
I might need to get a few more stuff for that giveaway, but we do have a Harry Potter giveaway that we need to do. Our Patreon members get automatically entered into it.
Yes.
Even if you don't pay for our Patreon, even if you just join our Patreon as a non-paying member, you won't see much, but if you are registered there, you'll automatically be entered to win our giveaways. And yeah, it's time for another giveaway. We have a bunch of Harry Potter stuff that we need to put up for giveaway.
That was the next theme. We just need to get to it, so we're going to do that.
Yeah, I should go pull that stuff today.
We're going to do that right after this.
TJ will do that right after this. I have to edit tomorrow's reel. Anyway, so great to see you guys here tonight.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for putting up with us in a crazy. Hope you guys all have a magical week. This coming weekend, we'll be on Utopia of the Seas.
What's the class of the ship? I was trying to think of it all day, and I just never got around to it. It's not mega.
Well, it's a mega ship, but
the official term for it,
of Royal Caribbean, I forget.
Stacey, if you're still in here, let us know. But we're gonna look it up. But yes, it is one of the hugest. It's the second biggest.
Right now, it's the second largest.
Yes,
it's slightly smaller than Icon, but I don't really think any of that really matters. It's huge
because it's Icon class. Thank you, Liz.
No, it's something. It's called something else.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Well, we're gonna look it up. Thank you, Liz. But
where's Liz? I don't see Liz.
She texted me. But
why is Liz not texting on YouTube?
Anyway, so we're gonna board that this. Was it Friday?
I think it's Oasis class.
Oasis. That sounds about right. But we're gonna board that Friday, and it's gonna be a 3-night, 4-night.
It's a 3-night.
So it's gonna be a 3-night, and we're gonna try to get as much as we can because that ship is huge. So it's gonna be a little daunting, but we're gonna try to get as much of it done. So I think what we're gonna do is, if you are a Patreon member or join the Patreon, we might do a live stream before we set sail, because I want to showcase that, because there's a lot on there. And I've heard that they do a party on the first day.
So Utopia is Oasis class?
Yes, that.
And Icon?
It should be the same.
I don't think they're the same. It's Icon class.
So Liz was right.
Icon is Icon class, and Utopia is Oasis class.
Thanks, Liz. But yes, it's a pretty huge ship. So if you join the Patreon, we'll do a special live stream for you guys to kind of showcase at least the pool deck. There's how many pools? I saw that there's so many pools.
Well, we could keep going on and on.
Yeah.
But just follow us for our content. We'll be posting over the weekend and into next week. Our Utopia content will have a full YouTube video. So
there's going to be a few.
I'm sure.
Yeah, because it's a lot to cover.
It's a good ship. All right, we will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night.
Bye.